Hey, this is the antisocial socialite back at it again. Shout out to all of you wonderful new subscribers and returning friends. Welcome. If you are new to the channel or you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, darling? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. So when I get to running this mouth, baby, you are in the loop. You see the title, you know what time it is. I fancy a Caesar salad with a side of booty shaking, please. By now, everybody has heard about this incident at the American restaurant in Dallas, True Kitchen. I'm not going to play the owner's response because I think by now most people have probably seen it. If not, you can find it on all the major places. YouTube, I've seen it on WorldStar. Actually, should I play it? I don't know. I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. I'm going to keep this really brief because I don't have a lot of time, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on the situation. A lot of people have highlighted or replayed the aspect of the way the owner responded. Okay. He came out and he was like, this is a nice restaurant. I've spent a lot of money trying to create this atmosphere. And you guys are twerking up the place. Da 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 da. Salute to you, complex. Um, and what I took away from his response. Now, let's be clear. The way he addressed them was a little bit harsh, right? A lot of people were saying, oh my gosh, why is he overreacting, basically? So I just want to play. This is courtesy of Tam Talks, fair use, because a lot of people were asking. I've heard some people say, was it really that bad? Now, we all know as Black people, we like to dance, we like to enjoy ourselves. You got a couple of drinks in you and the music hits you. A lot of people are saying this does not have the fine dining restaurant ambiance, okay? It doesn't come across like a suit and tie, dressy dinner place. It's kind of somewhere in between a restaurant and a lounge. So I can kind of understand that if you've got a DJ who's playing very upbeat music, especially music that comes with a dance. It doesn't matter if it's Bashment, if it's the Okie Kokie, if it's the Macarena, or something to do with twerking. Once people know that song and the beat hits them, for some reason they cannot help but want to jump up. Now, I'm not going to say that I've never been to a fine restaurant or a nice restaurant and done something as much as this. Okay. I'm not going to lie. There was one incident where I did try to arrange a function at a restaurant and I was joining after my guests had arrived. And with the confusion over the phone, I arrived and found my guests were not seated. And I'm not going to lie, I went off. And, I had to say sorry and send a card and apologize for my bad behavior. So I'm not going to pretend like, these things don't happen. Okay. But this is a little bit different because you're in a place where it's a sit down restaurant. There's no space to dance. There's no open floor for dancing. And we're just going to have a quick look at how these women actually dance. Fair use. The reason why I say this is this. What the main thing that I want to touch on is how many women were dancing and what's going on around. Okay, let's go. Okay, so a little shimmy, a little foot shuffle, not too bad. Okay, now some people's drinks are hitting. And what I really want you guys to focus on is not just look. We're talking about real. She's going in. Okay, now look. This is more of the full footage. Look at the women in the background. They're filming each other. They're jumping up out of their seat. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who this is. I think this is the moment where the man starts shouting and then actually. This is the lady who's done the video. Salute to her. The guy comes over and some people behave as though there was literally one woman who got up, shimmied and sat down. There was one lady actually twerking on the wall and really like going for it. As you saw the lady at the bottom of the screen, she's standing up and she's like bending over the table. A lot of people said, when I want to eat my food, I'm going to look over and see a butt jiggling beside my dinner plate. Okay. And as you can see around this lady's group, it wasn't just one. Women all over the restaurant were co-signing these women's behavior. This is what we talk about when it comes to the concept of the sisterhood of failure. When women do certain things that is not becoming of women, other women do not hold them accountable. We don't. A lot of us would see it as funny. She's having a good time. She's trying to enjoy herself. The drinks, the beat. Some people said, why would you play music that's kind of twerknificent if you know that black people would want to get up and dance to it? Some of the people who've actually been to the restaurant said they can see that the owner is a man who's about his business. The atmosphere is nice. It's not as strict as a formal restaurant, but it's definitely not a club where you just get up and dance around your handbag with drinks. So the fact that these women, and it's not just the group of women at the table, the my main focus or my main takeaway was everybody else around that table. Nobody else really seemed to say anything. There was one piece of footage where a lady's filming herself and she's filming over her shoulder at the woman twerking against the wall. Again, she might not be impressed, but she's definitely not looking like she's offended either. And this is when we talk about female accountability, women actually checking other women. I have heard people saying, why were there so many people in there? Some people saying, why did he play music that could, force people to start twerking? Why is it the atmosphere like this? Most of the comments were, did he have to handle them like this? The reason why this man blew up like this, my initial thought was maybe he has this incident a lot. Like anytime certain songs come on, somebody just has to jump out of their seat and literally give someone a lap dance or, plonk their bottom in somebody's dinner. And it's like he got tired of having to say to people, this is not that kind of place, or this is not the area for it. Because there are some places, if there's a restaurant area, there's like a basement lounge where you can go to dance and drink, and there's a second bar or whatever, it's standing room or whatever. But as you can see, where this group or this party of women were collected, it's in the main area where people are just sitting down eating their food. The man has the right to play whatever forced twerking. This it was the music made me do it. It doesn't matter what type of music he played. If you wanted to get up and give a little shake, that's one thing. But I mean, these women were going full. They were going ham. They were literally like, I don't care. This is my song. I'm throwing it down on the table, the chair, and the wall. And who don't like it, just don't like it. And women all over this restaurant were co-signing this behavior. This is why the man became so frustrated. The other thing that I really wanted to focus on is the fact that he said, I wanted to build a nice place for my people. How many times do black women on social media complain about black men not building anything? And a lot of the times when black men say, the reason why we can't be asked to build, apart from many of the other struggles, is simply because when we build it, you guys don't support it. Instead of, don't get me wrong, a lot of women have come out and said there's a time and a place for everything. If I'm eating my food, I don't want your bottom shaking beside it. Beside it. Thank you. I'm not going to lie and say no women hit out against this. But what I will say is this, in that very moment, women around these women who were twerking were not appalled. Instead of co-signing what the owner said and showing him support and saying thank you for actually building a restaurant, a nice place, because people have said it is a nice restaurant. The guy does great food. The atmosphere is nice. The quality of the service is good. Everything about the place is good. So if we want more people in the black community to build things, we have to also show it respect. The place where I went in and I was upset about the booking wasn't a black-owned restaurant. That doesn't condone my behavior. But what I am saying is this, especially black women, a lot of them online, they like to throw out this mantra of why don't black men build? Now you have a situation where this brother has actually built something, and it's not just some shabby shack. It's actually a decent restaurant, and you have people coming in who just, don't show it the respect that it deserves. And so, the main takeaway for me wasn't just the fact that, sometimes when we go out, we get carried away. I would say that's true. Some people ask, would this have been viral and such a big issue if it was a group of white women getting, excited? With all due respect, I feel like they have the luxury of a certain complexion that would allow people to overlook it. And also the question is not just, is it because it's a black woman being sexual and twerking? Is it because it's a black man standing up for himself? A lot of the time people don't like to see, black men voicing their opinions, critiquing women. If this had been a black business owner complaining about a group of black men, would there have been such a backlash? Or would a lot of black women just been like, right on, what he said is correct and good, stick it to them because these men are out of control? So there's a lot of questions that can be asked about this situation as to why people are offended or torn about what the man said. Did he handle it the best way possible? Maybe not. He didn't necessarily have to speak in that tone. Maybe he could have sent somebody else, like the manager or a different manager, or a security guard or something, to address them and ask them to calm down, or they have to leave. But at the end of the day, I feel the reason why he actually addressed the entire restaurant and lost his temper pretty much with everybody in there wasn't because of the handful of women at the back. It's because of the amount of women who co-signed that behavior. So that's all I've got for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one.